until we break, there's
All right.
still
Uh,
uncertainty.
just want to confirm to see who can hear me. Let me.
Right now would be the most perfect
I'm
trade.
getting. I'm getting out of Discord here, guys. So I'll catch up with you guys later. Okay.
Now it's a game and a guess.
Uh, can anyone hear me? Uh,
Order submitted.
all right. Just got here. Let me see
Order canceled.
who can hear me. Who can hear me? Let's see. So I can start recording. Do we have anybody in the class? Do we have anybody in the class? Anybody? Anybody? Let me check my YouTube. Aaron, you can hear me? Okay, perfect. Chris, are you in the class? Are you in? Uh, Chris, I can hear you. Okay, you can hear me perfect. Just waiting for one more person to see if the person shows up before we go and start recording. You can see, okay, let's see. We'll wait. Okay, I got two people. Perfect. Just waiting for one more person. But again, I'm gonna record it anyways. And you guys have to I apologize in advance because I'm also, obviously an active trader. So my focus is for you guys, but just know that I may have a trade or two open. All right, so okay, perfect. Alexa, stop. I'm gonna start the recording pretty soon. Uh, so just bear with me for a moment. Bear with me for a moment. All right. So let me start the recording here. You guys are seeing my screen here in Trading View. Uh, record. All right. So we start the recording right here, guys. And I know I have two people, obviously three viewers right now. No big deal. We're gonna record the class so you guys can obviously refer back to it and be able to
Order submitted.
put some of the topics that we're talking about here into practice. So the focus is, kind of talk to you about the way that I trade and what I look for and the things that I have set up in my Discord and so forth. So let's talk about our Discord first. So this is my Discord server, which is right here. Okay. So once you get into the server, you see all these channels here and so forth. Um, we got a lot of stuff in here. This is the open chat where some stuff get posted in here. This is where premium members we go and we talked about trades and stuff like that. So
Order canceled.
that is part of the premium service sees this. Daily plan also premium members see this as well. And you'll be able to see the plan for the ES and the plan for the NQ. This is the weekly plan here. So this will be
Order submitted.
the plan levels for the entire week. That those levels they also have alerts here. They'll tell you exactly where the price is returning to and where price is located. This is some random futures trading class. This is where we put some SPX options trading. If you're familiar with options, weekly options. This is some alerts that I have set up in the server. Earnings calendar. This is earnings from earnings whispers. It tells you all the earnings. This is the Twitter follow that I have here, Adam Mancini. You also see some of my tweets. They show up in here. Some members traits here. Some members take traits and they post it in here. Here I post some of the results from my daily plan. I'm very inconsistent with that. And these are some of the alerts and some of the indicators that I have, and some information about funded accounts, uh, education. In education, here you have some of the trading rules that I have put together in the past. Some rules trading level to level. This is my way of trading level to level. This is a 62-minute video on trading level to level. This is a picture of the art of patience. It tells you how to wait for specific things to happen before you engage into trading. Trading divergence. This is good pre-work if you intend to use the divergence engine alerts, which are very important. Uh, then trading divergence, trading alerts. This actually is where I specify how to trade the alerts that the dots generate, which are this ES dots, NQ dots. You'll see those, how to trade them. SPX alerts just tells me where the market is trending to, and we'll get into more detail about the alerts.
Order submitted.
I just want you to know there's also premium learning. There's some other videos in here, trading gaps, introduction to market profile. This is a live stream session that we did, and so forth. There's a lot of stuff in here that I encourage you to look into
Order canceled.
our trading, which is, the educational stuff most importantly, and the premium learning session, which is also very important. So just remember those things are extremely important to start your journey with trading with S2T. Okay, so we're going to talk about all the things in here, and I'm going to take it to the most basic and fundamental that I can possibly take it to. So, a lot of the new traders, people that are just getting started with trading, can easily understand the concepts that we're discussing in here and how to apply those concepts to the day-to-day activities that the market will deliver for you. You're going to have plenty of opportunities every single day to engage in trading and plenty of opportunities to execute. There is no substitution for execution. So the one thing I want to mention is that, there's times and occasions in which uh, things can get a little tricky. So I encourage you to rely on the levels to be able to uh, find your way around, and that's something that it is extremely important for people to understand and to apply on a day-to-day basis. So I'm going to post a picture here, in which I'm going to post in the chat room here, in the open chat. So this picture here is a lot of the members that have been with me for a long time. They have seen this picture many times before. So I'll put it in here so you can see. Uh, so the reasons why we create daily plans is because we want people to be able to have some sort of guideline uh, how to go about your day. Uh, so most importantly, the analysis. I take a lot of time to put into the analysis to give you guys levels. Uh,
Order filled.
there's a lot of work that goes into creating the trading plan, the implementation of the plan, and the results. You own the results. You own the implementation of the plan. I own the analysis and I own the making of the trading plan. Those are my responsibilities, and obviously I do trade those levels as well. So what I'm doing and delivering to you are things that I'm doing for my own, and I've been doing plans for a very long time. Um been doing plans for free for a very long time. I gave up on the free idea because there's a lot of expenses that go into running a server, and I still give the weekly plan for free, but the daily plans, which I spend time with you guys trading the majority of the times, those there's a subscription for it, and it's $75 a month. $75 you can make in one trade, even if you trade one micro. So this is basically the process that you're encouraged to follow as come into the server and you want to get started with trading. So let's talk about a candle. So the composition of a candle is pretty simple, and this might be something new to you. Obviously, a candle, you've seen candles before. People talk to you about candles and so forth. So I'm gonna pick on a random candle here. Let's just say this white candle, not white candle, I'm sorry, this green candle that is here. So candles have four elements. That's the majority of the people will teach you four elements. You have a high, right? You have a low of the candle, uh, high and low, right? High and low. So if you're looking at this candle, it has a high, has a low. This little thin little line here is called the wick. The the thicker portion is called the body of the candle. So body of the candle, high and low, and every candle has an opening and a close. So the body dictates the opening and the close. It open and it close there. So what you're seeing here is pretty simple. You're seeing I'm going to change the color of these lines here so you can clearly see what I'm trying to project. This one, we're going to change the color to, let's just say yellow. Yellow is one of my favorite colors. See a lot of yellow in the stuff that I do. Uh, so I am currently short, guys, from an NQ and the ES. Uh, so opening, close, high, and low. So we're talking about this green candle here specifically, high and low. That's the composition of a candle. All right. So one thing that candles also do have that at the naked eye you can't see it is all the trading that happens inside a candle is it has volume. So the volume that is being traded inside that candle is very simple. You have something that is called uh, the volume profile. And I don't want you to get confused with this volume profile or intimidated by it. It's nothing to be intimidated by it in here. But I would normally during my daily plans, I explain this concept so you can understand the application a little better once you see it in practice. So a candle also has a value area high, value area low, and it has a point of control. Point of control is where most of the trading has happened. So those are very important things to remember. But for you guys that are new, the only thing that you need to know about a candle is the opening price, the high price, the low price, and the close price. That's what you need to focus on. Everything else is important, but for the level that you're in right now, it isn't. It's something that is going to take time for you to learn. It's something that is going to take time for you to apply. But it's important to understand, hey, when we say, hey, candle opening, now you know what it means. Is every 5 minutes you're gonna get a candle opening, and then every single one of these candles is 5 minutes. You can change the time frame up to 30 minutes. So, normally I use a 30-minute candle more than anything else, and you can see it in practice right here. So this is a 30-minute candle, and as you can see, uh, this candle broke the one time framing down, so which is another concept that you will soon, as you make your transition into the server, you will understand as I discuss in detail. And I have I think it's a 6 hour video uh, in which we traded the entire session just looking at the one time framing concept. And I explained that religiously. So just know the market opens at 9:30. This is a 30-minute candle here. You saw the candle right up here. This is the candle, that the 9:30 candle. And then you can see, what's been happening from that moment. We are trading lower. This is the candle, and then we're trading lower. This is basically what you're seeing here. This candle opened here, touched the body of the previous candle, and then from there it sold off. Um, there's also all other concepts that we can talk about, but like poor high, poor lows, double bottoms, double tops, and things of that nature, which I'm not going to get into a detail right now because I have a specific topics that cover those concepts. So, but for now, I want to make sure I cover what it means, uh, to describe the composition of a candle. A candle is built based on volume, the volume that goes in. Uh, the price in the ES, which is our main instrument, is measured in ticks. Ticks, every single point in the ES, uh, which is the futures for the S&P. Uh, every single point is 4 ticks. So you see point 50, it would go to point 75, point 20, point 25, and so forth. So those are the things that you have to understand, that it gets measured in ticks. Like I said, ES has 4 ticks per every point. If we take, we talk about, hey, I made 40 ticks, we're talking about 10 points. So multiply it of 4. The NQ has also the same thing, which is the futures for the NASDAQ. NQ has 4 ticks. It just happens that the NQ moves a lot faster than the ES. So you will have some sort of uh, hard time initially trading the NQ if you're new to trading, because it's an instrument that is really not easy to trade on a day to day, especially for beginners. It can be something that can challenge your account. I do not recommend that you trade with real funds to get started. I do recommend that you buy funded trading accounts. That we have a link in, we can help you out with that. But that is the first way to go, because futures obviously imply potential loss for capital if you don't know what you're doing, or you don't have a framework or a plan to follow. It can easily destroy your capital. And I should have started the training with that commentary before getting into some of the technical stuff. So I know there's a lot of people that have YouTube videos and things out there, a lot of traders, a lot of you know great people that have a significant amount of content in YouTube. I myself, obviously have watched a significant amount of YouTube videos in the past, uh, to start my trading journey. And I still watch YouTube videos from time to time because I think there's a lot of good content. There's a lot of good people that uh, produce a lot of free content for to help others, and that's important. For me, my number one goal is to help people with what I know, to you know earn a few bucks here and there, and not so much earning a few bucks here and there, but also have the opportunity to develop a new skill set and understand how the financial markets affect us as Americans, and affect our way of life. Um, you know, as we live here in the U.S., and we're exposed to a lot of ups and downs in the market. And sometimes the ups are great, but sometimes we panic. The downturn is here, and we don't know what certain things means because on the TV they don't explain uh, things that we're seeing here today. All right, so let me just double check to make sure that I don't have any questions or anything. Blah blah blah. Nope. I guess we're good for now. All right, so I talked to you about the composition of a candle. You know, that's basically what it is. So we're looking at the 30-minute candle here. All right, so the way that I trade is very simple. We post levels every single day. Okay. So I'm gonna take today's plan and I'm gonna post today's plan here so you can see what the plan is and how does it look like. So this is the information that we post on the daily plans, which is right here. I post this before the market opens. So we want to post this here. Again, I had no indicators on this chart because I don't want you to get caught up on indicators right now. That's not important. It's literally irrelevant. When you look at the plan that I provide here uh, every day, I'll give you a pivot. So pivot 44.45. So when I give you a pivot 44.45, uh, pivot is basically a zone. So if I give you 44.45 at 9:30 a.m., 44.45 is right here. This happens to be uh, when you look at this candle, it's a 9:30 candle, 9 o'clock candle. This is 9:30 candle opening at 35. We got all the way up to 42 and a half. So the way I want you to look at pivot, I want you to look at it as a zone. It's a 2.5 point zone. You're gonna hear me saying that many times before. So it runs to 47 and a half and it runs to 42 and a half. So far, I'm hoping everybody understands what a pivot means. So we got that pivot right there. A pivot means that above this line here, we should be looking for longs. Uh, and the way that it works uh, is very simple. Long trades are buying the market. So let's just say we go to here, we go to here, we retest the pivot, and when we go long, means is that we're buying the market. When we go short, it means that we are shorting the market, which is selling. Okay, I should say selling. So you see two scenarios. This is the pivot line. The pivot line has two scenarios. Has a long scenario for you to buy and a short scenario for you to become a seller. We also have targets here. As you can see, we got target 50, 44, 58, 44, 44.72, 44.82. So we're going to put those targets in the chart and we're going to talk about those targets and what they mean. And this is where the level to level trading class will help you understand how to go about trading the plan that we post every day. So we're going to draw some lines here. So 44.58. So let's draw some lines here. 44.58. So 44.58. And we got 44.72. So 44.72. We got another line here, 44.82. Okay. Now let's draw another line here for 44.34. Let's draw another line here for 44.23. Let's draw another line here for 44.14. So those are the levels that I provide every day for the trade plan. As you can see in here, the levels are clearly posted every single day for the ES and from the NQ. Uh, so you see those levels here, and the most important thing is that we follow what we see here. All right. So the one thing that you have to remember, I'm going to paint these things red here so you can see those are the downside targets. And the green ones are the upside targets. And the yellow here is the pivot. So now we opened here. You see a divergence alert in there. So I choose to ignore that for now. Uh, so you saw here how price came back into the zone, came back into the pivot zone. And see it right there. This the high of this candle, and if you're using TradingView and you put your mouse over that candle, it will tell you the price over here on the top. Open, high, low, and close. So you put the candle the mouse over here, and it says that the high was 42.5. So that was basically the bottom of our pivot zone, 42.5. And you can see that, after we touched that area, if you took a short position, this was your target number one, the 34 area. This was your target number two. This was the 23 area. This is your target number three, your 14 area. So those are the three targets that I identify on the daily plan. Remember, we also have weekly plans, but this happens to be the daily plan. So as I talked to you before, we have a candle here which have four different components. From everybody's standpoint, has four different components. From my standpoint, it has five different components. It has the high, it has the low, it has the open, the close, and it also has the POC. POC is extremely important to me when you're looking at a 30-minute candle. Why? Because I also trade a strategy that is called the naked POCs or M30s. As so many people in here know, the M30s are really important to me and they're a critical part of my analysis on a daily basis. So the M30s, which is something that I'm going to cover later on, give you the opportunity to, identify price action and make some decisions based on the opportunities that you see in the market. The M30s, we will discuss that in a different class. For now, I want to focus on what is important for a beginner that's just getting started with trading, assuming that you had no exposure to trading whatsoever. Um, so there's a lot of different platforms out there. If you're doing a funded account, most likely you will be using NinjaTrader. Uh, it's the most popular platform. It's probably the one that I would recommend if you are just getting started, just because it's easy to understand, it's easy to read, it's easy to make decisions, and it's easy to set up risk management, and it's easy to pay attention to what goes on. It also has all the different things that I can share with you later in terms of indicators, setups, templates, and things like that. So it's really important that we understand what we see on the screen before we, you know, get going with our journey of, trading the market, trading futures. Like I said, we'll help you out on a daily basis. I do, as time permits, I do a lot of videos. For our daily plan, our weekly plan. And those videos also are opportunities for you to continue enhancing your learning, your knowledge, your awareness of what's going on. And those are things that every day I focus on teaching more than anything else. I know that a lot of servers out there they're focused on alerts, which I am going to probably do a lot of that. Going forward, provide some clear entries and things like that, which I haven't really done much lately. So we'll get people the opportunity to see some live trades and some entries and some position management and things like that, so you can understand the concepts and apply uh, those concepts that you're learning to live examples and be able to see it by yourself, enable you to make decisions as you make your transition into trading futures. So we'll continue to talk a little bit more about that. But as of right now, I just want to make sure that we understand what it means for what a candle means. The plan are nothing but levels. So it's just a few lines in there. You would not understand right now what those few lines really mean. It would take a long time for you to understand, where those lines come from and what they do. We have a new period that just opened up just now. So we call every 30 minutes is a period. And you can see how the period just opened right here. And that's what I use for for trading. I encourage people to use 30 minutes uh, to find trading opportunities because I believe the 30 minutes is the time frame the market tends to respect the most. Market doesn't care what time frame you're watching, but uh, the most important thing is that the 30 minute is what I believe that everybody should be watching as you get started with your career or your journey in trading. 30 minutes is what I look for. You see a dot here. Obviously, I'll get into all the details later on with that. Not the time to discuss the dots, but that's also part of the training in which I talk to you guys about alerts. All right, so we get the plan here. So when you get into the server as a member, you're gonna go to this area. You see this area here that says JD Flow, JD Flow EDU. Okay, so I'm gonna post this here. This is where trading level to level video is, and in this particular channel, I discuss how to trade level to level. What is a level? A level is the lines that we just plotted in here. That is what a level means, those lines. So this is probably the first thing that you should be watching when you get here. Obviously, if you have not watched the video that I'm making right now, this is going to be the first video you watch. Level to level trading should be the second video that you watch. Then trading rules should be number three. Then trading divergence should be number four. And trading alert should be number five. I'm not giving you a lot of details or information. I don't want to confuse you, but this is what you should be focusing on when you enter the server. All right, so and I'm gonna number the videos so people can see, exactly what we're talking about. This is another uh, part of the video, and there's another picture that is posted in the EDU channel. Talks to you about the art of patience. So you need to have patience when allow the price to get to a level, and you can take an action based on how the price is reacting to a level. So this is another picture that is posted in the channel, which is right over here, trading level to level. It shows you that in there. So I'm going to delete that picture. That's something you need to keep in mind. Trading level to level. So you can see this price is coming right here to this level. Let me move the high of this candle here. Uh, move the low of that candle there. Let me move the opening and the close. You can see how it's reacting to that area here, to that line that I plotted here earlier. So breaking above this line, you're looking for the same thing that we talked about before. You're looking for this to take place. And that should be the next target right up here, 34. Doesn't have to hit it, but ideally that's the next target up there. So that is what level to level trading means. See how I hit this? So now you waited until this candle closed below, this candle open, came back and touched it. So what you're experiencing now is nothing more than this. Candle open, candle hit, and potentially continue the move to the downside. The market does not move in a straight line. The market moves in waves. So this is level to level trading. Here, price got above it, we went long, and it doesn't have to be exact. Price got here, we go short, we play the levels, level to level trading. That's all it is. This candle is printing inside this candle here, so we watch for a potential break. If buyers want to get back in the game, they should take price above this candle here, go back and retest the level, which doesn't have to happen. Uh, and that's an opportunity to get long. So I just show you the short, I show you the long. So it all depends. I mean, we all have buyers as bias as traders, and obviously, you determine which way you want to go. I don't determine. I give you a pivot point, which is right here, and you saw by yourself that the pivot point worked perfectly, and it sent price back down all the way down to T3. So technically speaking, your day should be done by now, unless you want to continue to trade, and then you're buying here at 14, you're using the low, this candle here as a stop, and then you're looking for this as a target. Other things that I look for and I plot, and you're probably going to hear me talking about, is the blue line. Blue line is the opening price, and it's the opening price when the market opens at 9:30. This is the blue line. You're also going to hear me talking about the yellow line. The yellow line is nothing more than, see, this is the candle that opened when the market opened right here at 9:30. You're going to hear me talking about the yellow line. The yellow line is the 50%. And I apologize if I'm moving a little fast with this platform. This is not a video for platform education. It's mostly about the way that I trade. So this is the yellow line here. So if price is above the zone, it's considered, this zone right here is considered support until proven otherwise. So we're going to draw a support zone here. Support means that price will be likely to be supported when it hits this and head back up. And here you can see that when the market opened at 9:30, went above, came back down, and this area provided support. You can see it right here. And from here provided about 6 points, a 6 point bounce. You also saw how this zone broke down, which is the same example that I was explaining to you before. Uh, so it did this here. Let me double check here. This is what it did. So it went above it and came back down, support, and it just happened that it couldn't break above the pivot. It did the opposite on the downside. It broke down, came back and retested the zone, and it came back down. So that's what you're seeing here. Exactly the same example that I was explaining to you in 30 minutes, but you're seeing it in 5 minutes. So 30 minutes should be the ideal time frame that we're looking at. 5 minutes should be the chart that we are looking at for to identify entries and execute trades. So I call it a analysis chart, which is 30 minutes, and then we have an execution chart, which should be a 5 minute chart. So execution and analysis, two different things. So we have to make sure that we have a good, understanding on the or larger time frame, which in this case will be a 30 minute, and the execution on a shorter time frame, so we can see the immediate response uh, in the market, uh, and have a better perspective of what's happening at the moment that you are executing your trade. So as you can see, this area is right now serving as resistance. This is one of the levels here. So 44.23 and 44.24. It's one of the resistance levels. So it's going to be resistance until proven otherwise. I hope so far you're understanding, what I'm presenting here, which is very easy. The more complex stuff, like I said, it has been recorded and it's posted and it's there for you to see with you know enough time. It doesn't have to be in a live scenario like I am doing now. So we'll you do it at your own on your own time, and you write down the questions if you have any after you review the material, and then we can obviously have a discussion about what's going on. As you can see, I had a buy alert here
Order submitted.
at 44.14. So from there, it hit 10 points. So all right, cool. So 5 minute execution chart, perfect. I hope by now everybody understand. Two charts, 30 minutes and 5 minutes. Okay, so let's keep talking about planning. So you get your pivot point. It's right up here. Downside target one, downside target two, downside target three. Um, the blue line and the yellow line, opening price and 50% of the first 5 minute candle. So just remember that. We call that what it is, the yellow line. So you just got to, keep in mind that those are the things that are you should be paying attention to when the market opens. All right, so far so good. We had a sell alert here before the market opened. We had a buy alert over here, which is incredible. It's just totally incredible how accurate this thing is sometimes. Well, majority of the times, it's just the execution piece, which is the one that we own, that needs to be dialed in my opinion. Um, all right, so just to recap, the instrument that we trade is the ES, which is right here. That is my primary instrument, ES. Okay, see what else we can talk about here.
Order submitted.
Boom, boom, boom. Let's see, we're seeing some opportunities. As you can see, price is moving down. Let's see what price is gonna get to.
Order canceled.
I always tell people all the setups are valid until proven otherwise. So you keep playing the same level until it fails. If it never fails, then you'll be rewarded for your efforts and your patience. Uh, and that's the way that trading works. Patience, waiting, applying the concepts, understanding where to get out of a trade. Just like I tell people all the time, if you run a marathon, it's 26.2 miles. I never met anybody that ran a marathon and just kept running after reaching the target. Uh, People normally stop at the target, and that would be the end of the marathon, right? So that should be for you to apply the same concept. You got your target, you get there, you stop trading at that level, you look for potential entries, whether it's a reversal or a continuation, and then you can focus on executing another trade. Is that going to lead to over trading? I don't know. It may do, but at the end of the day, the one thing you want to do is making sure that when you hit your targets, you are out. So one thing that uh, from position management standpoint, normally you're gonna hear people talking about take
Order canceled.
stop loss. Obviously, if you were to take a trade from this area here from pivot, I gave you pivot, the low part of the pivot, and the high part of the pivot. So if you were to execute a trade here, let's just say you were to execute a short position, which is what you have triggered from here, you can see how in this platform you can measure your risk. And in this case, I will have used potentially the high part of the pivot, 1 point above it, which is 48 and a half. And I will be looking for target number one as the initial target. I will be looking for target number two as a second target, and I'll be looking for target number three as your third target. What will happen is that once you've like at least like 5 points in profits, you should reduce your risk and go to break even. And as it's hitting, if you only have one contract as it's hitting targets, you should be moving your stop down to a reasonable level that allow you to move your stop in profits. And that's the way that you should do it. I can show you a little bit more of that during our
Order filled.
and the day-to-day things that we do also explains the process of taking trades and managing trades and uh, having your goals being achieved in a consistent basis. That's something that I want to make sure that every member in this group at least understand, what you're doing and what are you aiming for, and understand your goals, which they have to be realistic. But we'll look for high potential setups, and that is the way that I like to trade. Sometimes I am guilty of taking. Sometimes I am, you know, sometimes you'll see me make mistakes because I am human, obviously. And sometimes you see me doing, things that, are amazing, and sometimes things that I'm not too proud of. So I being transparent here, uh, and that's how I am. During the live streams, you'll have access to me. I encourage you to obviously ask questions. Why do we do this? Why do we do that? What do you see here? What do you see there? I have no problem at all whatsoever answering questions and engaging with you guys in a live trading environment. Obviously, that's what I'm here for, to try to explain things. And I don't expect people to see what I'm seeing, but
Stop filled.
from time to time, we'll be seeing the same things. So I know there's a lot of scribble in here. So if I go to 30 minutes, you'll be able to see the stuff that we have been talking about. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove all the drawings in here. So I remove all the drawings, and we have a naked chart. This is a 30-minute chart in here. If I go to 5 minutes, you can see it there in 5 minutes. So composition of a candle, uh, talked about it. How to plot the levels, talked about it. Again, plotting a level is no more than coming in here in trading view, getting the horizontal line, put it anywhere in the chart, double click, put the number in there, and you're good to go. You can click on the line, click on the pen.
Order submitted.
You can change the color of that line to whatever you want. To delete it, you just click on it and delete. This is a web-based platform, and that is beautiful. I don't necessarily get commissions or anything for TradingView, so I have no strings attached. But I highly recommend this platform for anybody who's getting started with trading. Uh, and I'm not recommending any broker. Uh, but because I recommend that you start either paper trading, or you start either with a funded account, which I have links in my Discord server that are located right here where it says funded accounts, and you can see all the different sales from those companies. I do get referrals from those companies. Um, the one I use the most is Apex. So just know that I do get compensated for every time that people buy an account with them. All right. So yeah. So look, let me see how long we've been talking here. We are about 45 minutes long. Uh, this is an introductory class. So really, you know, um, not a lot of details to share from other perspectives. So I will go into the integration of the weekly plan now. So let's talk about the weekly plans. So weekly plans is the same thing as the daily plan. The only difference with the weekly plan is I believe those levels are a lot stronger. Uh, that's the reason why those levels are a lot stronger is because those are levels that will change the character of the market and potentially give you a longer uh, term trade. I know we do a lot of scalping live in our Discord, but I know there are some traders here that like to hold trades a little longer, and that's when you focus on the execution of the weekly plan. For example, today it just happened that the daily plan, the weekly plan was the same. Uh, so weekly plan, daily plan were 45, 45, uh, 44, 45. My apologies. So we had the weekly plan here, which is the same as the daily plan. In some cases, it will be the same. Okay, not all the time. So that's why you have to refer to the weekly plan so you can see uh, 47 and a half. That's the pivot once again here. It just happened that it's the same weekly plan and daily plan. So when I share the weekly plans, they do also have targets. So you go to Discord here, and this is the weekly plan. Uh, so it just happened that the weekly plan has a target of on the downside of 44.15. Daily plan had a 44.14. So just 1 point difference. And that was probably a typo on my end. So that's nothing to panic. Why is it 15? Why is it 14? Well, it falls into the same zone, so nothing to really overthink here. Just know that the weekly TP1 was, 41.14, 41.15. You apply the same concept of a 2.5 point zone, and we'll see how that landed. So let's take a look at the DT3 for the daily plan and the weekly TP1, which is the same application. So I'm going to show you how that looks like for today. So as many members know, the bounces from the T3 levels are very strong. So if we take the DT3 here, and I'm going to move this down, DT3, we say that it was 41.14. This is the level right here, 41.14, 41.14. 2.5 is 11.5. So you see how price was inside the zone. It just happened that it came down to the lower part of the zone. So now you understand that daily plan target was 41.14, so 2 points ahead or 2 points on the top, 2.5 points on the top, 2.5 points on the bottom. For the weekly plan, we have 41.15. So weekly plan, which is this red line here, it's the same zone essentially. So just forget for a moment that I gave you 14 and 15. That was probably my bad. But let's just say that we got the same level. You're right here. So from weekly plan perspective, you're taking a loan from here on some sort of confirmation. The confirmation can be from a dot with a buy signal, which is right here. It triggered it at 44.14. And from 44.14, you can see how the 44.14 delivered a bounce. It's 10 and a half points. So what is the definition of a bounce? Well, pretty simple. A bounce is anything from
Order submitted.
7 to 10 points. Uh, Actually, 5 to 7 points. My apologies. 5 to 7 points is a bounce. So right now we're experiencing a bounce. 5 to 7 points means that you will be out like somewhere around here. Actually, even lower, but it's up to you. But you see how this candle got all the way up to here.
Order
Uh,
filled.
So you had a great opportunity to get a 10-point bounce from this zone. Why is this a bounce? Well, the trend is down. So if the trend is down, uh, all we got is a bounce. So if if the trend was up, what we got is a rejection. So the rejection is the opposite of a bounce. So when you get a rejection, you're looking for, if the trend was up, you're looking for a rejection, and the rejection is 5 to 7 points. So same exact scenario again, just on the other end of the spectrum, bounce and rejection. So you can see how the zone here reacted, and that is exactly what you should be doing. If you did not take profits along the way on the previous levels that were in between these levels here, which we had daily levels plotted in between, this is the end result of your trade right here. If you were waiting to go long, this was your level to buy. This is the level that you were getting long in your trade, buying the market and targeting obviously the same zone that where pivot is, or you can leverage the daily targets to start exiting your position or managing your position as price is reaching lower levels or higher levels. So those are the things that you need to keep in consideration when you're trading level to level plans. Uh, it's really important to stay focused on the level to level because you don't want to lose sight of where your take profit is or where you can use levels for stop loss. You can use the levels for take profit. That is up to you and your risk management strategy, which we all should have to understand, the potential move in the market and, understand the risk that is attached to our trade. Because all the trades that every time you put risk in the market, you need to know exactly your invalidation point. You need to know exactly where your validation is. So invalidation and validation very important. Validation is where your target is, and invalidation is where your stop all the trade, you think, okay, if this trade comes back to this level, I don't want to be short anymore, or I don't want to be long. If this trade or price gravitates and gets below this level here, I want to continue holding my position for short. So those are levels of validation and invalidation. If you're looking at the screen, you can see a red dot here printing. So the red dot implies that there is some sort of exhaustion taking place in the market. It doesn't mean automatic short because, like I said before, even though we are around the 23 level, which is one of the levels that we're watching for today, we got to pay attention and look for rejection. So yeah, it could be a great opportunity to get short, but we have to watch what price is going to do in this area before we determine whether it's a good position or not. So I see a dot here. If you read or watch the video about trading dots, you understand, what I'm saying now regarding to waiting for the right validation to enter the trade in the direction of the dots. So you can see here, this one has a buy signal. So green dot buy signal, it means that the indicator that generates those alerts identify the conditions for a long trade. Right now, you don't see a sell sign. So the sell sign is not there. So we wait until the sell sign appears. And that's where we should be looking to get it into a position in the direction of the dots. So right now, we're just watching the price action. We already got a clue that there's some weakness in the marketplace, and but we don't have a confirmation that a long trade has triggered. So we just wait, and wait, and then we execute when it's time to execute because not because it's a dot there, but execute because we are at a key level. We are at the 44.23, which is one of the levels that we have been observing for the day. So that's the most important thing. Forget about the dot. The important thing is the dot is appearing where the level is, and that's really what matters. Nothing else matters but that particular scenario that I just explained to you, that you're seeing uh, indications, visual references, exactly where a level is, not random. You're not going to take every single dot that you see or every single cell signal that you see. That's not what it means. It means that you're looking and your market is providing you information that there might be potential weakness or strength at a particular level. And it so happens to be a level that we're watching, then we're in good shape. So right now, we're 2 minutes into the next period, and as you can see, the ES in a 30-minute time frame has done what I have explained to the team. It has broken the one-time framing down, and it's now one-time framing higher.
Order canceled.
So we wait here and see. As you can see, the 23 level is there. We got 2 minutes into the opening of the new period. Uh, and then here we can make a better, decision because we understand where our stop loss will be, which if I were to take a short position here, my stop loss will be precisely uh, on top or a point above the previous bar. So this is what my stop loss will be, right somewhere around here. If I were to take a trade from here, I don't use less than 3 points. So I'm going to have 3 points here, and I will be looking for this zone here. So this is what we call quick scalp. So this target is 14. So let's see how that fares when the next period opens. And this is going to be a live scenario. It just happened that it's happening around the same time that a new period is about to open. And in TradingView, you have a countdown here that it tells you exactly, you know, how much time is left in that particular candle. And if I draw my profile here, I can see the POC is at 22. So below 22, no good. Above 22, likely we can potentially see, you know, higher prices. But again, we're trading level to level. The trend is down, so we're gonna, focus on executing a short trade and see how that trade pans out. So we open right here. When you see a wick in here, you're seeing sellers. So now you wait for the level uh, and see what happens. So I'm going to connect the trading view paper trading so you guys know. Uh, I want to I want to trade. I want to sell limit here at 23. I want to have a stop loss here, and I'm going to have a TP over here. All right, this is an illustration of a short trade. So we wait here and see what happens. You don't want to front run targets. You don't want to get too aggressive and just send a trade without uh, any reasoning behind it. A moment of silence here while I wait. So we'll see what happens. I would love to see this trade executing. So we'll see. We'll give it a minute. If not, I'll send it up market so you can see it. But I think he'll execute. So I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna put a sell at 22.25. So because I want to execute it. The ideal entry is 23, guys. In fact, let's change it to 23. Exact. It almost executed. Yeah, I think we'll probably miss our entry by just a few ticks. But we're not. This is part of the patience that I was talking about. This is where you become patient. If we miss it, we miss it. No big deal. There will be plenty of trades. Just a reminder, ES is one time framing up. So taking it short here, it's a little bit of a counter trend, so you guys know, according to the rules, and if you read the rules, that's what it means. Counter trend. We don't want to go against the one time framing. And I have a whole video about one time framing as well. It's a whole 6 hours video. So if you ever want to watch a live trading session with explanation step by step about one time framing, which is no more than making higher highs or lower lows, uh, with additional information, obviously, I explained that in very much a lot of detail in a live trading environment as well. So stay put. Like I said, just review the learning uh, videos and the learning things that I have posted in there for people to continue learning about the way that we execute our trades and how we manage our positions and things like that. So I want to see this if this trade takes. Obviously, it's very important to me just so I can explain to you, whether we win or lose the trade. Uh, you know, I just want to be able to project and show you an illustration, a live example of of a trade and how it's managed, how the stop loss was identified, which is the risk. So now you can see the trade executed, and this platform is measured in ticks. That's how we measure the profit or loss, ticks. So we'll see how, we'll see where we go. But the ES is one time framing up. So I'm looking for a continuation, if it happens to be that way. So let's focus on that and see what can happen here. And I will continue watching the trade. The trade trigger it as you saw. We're gonna let the trade run here and see what happens. You can see your P&L in ticks. You can also see it in dollar amount. We could potentially target the top of the zone here. I mean, that's the initial target, but we can stand it out to 14. It's really up to you. But remember, ES is one time framing up, so I don't want to get too comfortable, you know, holding a position against the one time framing. What we look for, remember, we're looking for a rejection, and the rejection, if you recall correctly, I told you that was between 5 and 7 points. I think we were about almost 5 points in profits. Almost, not quite. I don't want to, make this video too long because I don't want to discourage people from watching it. But now I can say, hey, you can watch the first hour if you uh don't care about the tray. You can just watch the content that I have shared for the past hour. Um, but this is great that we found an execution at the same time that the market was uh, in a key level, as I call it. All right, we'll let it run. We'll see how far we can take it. I got all the indicators as part of the group. You also get access to the trade plan indicator is one of them that I have access
Order submitted.
to. I also have the dot indicator that this dot indicator here that you can have access to as well. It's a series of indicators that I'm going to be creating uh, videos to share with the premium members, so you know what to look for and what those videos or indicators are stand for. So those are things that I'm going to be putting together a lot of content over the next few weeks to uh, to share with you and to give you tools that you can use day in and day out to make educated training, not training, but I should say trading uh, executions. So at the end of the day, the focus will always be on high probability setups. Not every setup is going to pay, guys. So I also remember that. There's going to be a stop losses, and we got to be prepared for that. There's a book that I read in the past. It talks about the mental part of trading, and it specifically tells you that before you enter a trade, you got to assume the risk. And the risk is no more than understanding that if I entered this trade here, my risk was 4 points. I was willing to risk $200 trying to make 337. Not a great risk reward, but I just want to illustrate sometimes, what to do, how to enter the trade, but what not to do, because obviously one time framing up. And I also put an indicator together that help us identify the one time framing, which is this guy here. Uh, so as you can see, this blue arrow here means that we're one time framing up. This orange rectangle here means that the candle has not made a higher high yet. It's an inside candle on that. So we broke the one time framing down. As you can see here, we were one time framing down. And now we're not. We're one time framing up. Where can you find more information for the one time framing? Well, right over here in the JD Premium Learning, which I'm going to combine the learnings anyway. Uh, Premium Learning here, and it talks about one-time framing. Uh, Level to level trading is a long video, uh, 65 minutes. And here, this one is even longer. This is a detailed explanation of weekly plans, which is 32 minutes. And I believe this is a live stream that we did that talks about one-time framing in detail. This is about 6 hours. Uh, this one here, uh, I believe it's the same as this. Um, yep, same thing. I think this one is edited on YouTube version. And this one is Introduction to Market Profile and Trading Gaps, which I think that you're going to understand in here. We also will have this video that I'm making today. It will be there as well. So look, we have our stop loss there. We'll see what happens. I have not moved my stop. Okay, my stop is still in place, uh, and I have not touched. So we'll wait until that trade is over, and then I would end the video there with an explanation of an execution. And I have a ton of other things that I can share with you, but I'm not going to overwhelm anybody with an introductory video. It's not really what I'm trying to accomplish here. What I'm trying to accomplish here is just give you a brief, you know, overview of, um, what the daily plan, weekly plan, one execution, and how to read the candle. And like I said, there's more content coming in the near future about trading dots. Well, I already got that one, trading dots, but executing some other type of trades. So we'll wait here. We'll wait. So that's our job right now is to wait. Uh, it's 12:16, so we have a long way to go. We'll see what happens. Again, I'm just here, just going through the motions, letting you see what a position looks like. Yeah, I also have all the setups in NinjaTrader that are a lot easier to read. Uh, some charts that you can use as entry charts. Again, you're always gonna use a 30-minute chart as your main uh, market analysis uh, time frame, and then you're gonna use lower time frames for execution. And I just have an execution on the screen, so I can show you how to trade a level, um, and we'll see how it turns out. There's only two outcomes: we either get out of profits or we get a stop out. And I will explain to you both outcomes, um, and the reasons why sometimes we have to be super patient with several things. So we'll let the outcome dictate the next topic of conversation when it comes to discussing the outcome of the trade. It's 12:19. Okay, 11 minutes to the next TPO. And the TPO, again, there's another video that introduction to market profile, which I explain what TPO means. We're holding our short position still. Still holding. Likely to get stopped out pretty soon. Okay, we got to stop out. All right, so you see what happens here. So we got to stop out in this trade. So when you go back and you go into this area here, in which I talk about um, trading rules, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this, and I'm gonna post this over here. You can see here, one of the rules is follow, number 3, follow one-time framing rules. Okay, follow one-time framing rules. I developed this indicator here that it tells you which way we're framing. And it just happened that if you see a blue arrow, we're framing up. If you see a orange arrow or rectangle, or not rectangle, or triangle, it means that we're framing down. As you can see right here, we're framing up because a blue arrow right here. So that means that we should be looking for opportunities to go long. And I told you that the POC for this candle here was 21.75. So this trade, we should be trading in the direction of one-time framing. The way this trade should have looked, it should have looked this way. POC, stop loss below this candle, and looking for this candle right here, which is our pivot zone. Obviously, we got all the targets in between, 34 and 45. So we should be looking for 34 first, and we should be looking for 45 for second. Okay, so now you're going to tell me, if we follow the one-time framing rules, let's put this 45 up here. So we're looking for that zone, and we're looking for 34 here. So you tell me now which way was the greatest risk reward. So I took a short position from here, and my target was the top of the zone here. Let's just call it 14. So you can see what my risk was. My reward was only going to be from 23 to 14. It was going to be 9 points, okay? Because we're on a counter trend, right? You can see the reward here. This one is 12 points, and this one is 23 points if those trades were to happen. So that's rule number 3 is right over here. Follow the one-time framing rules. Like I said, there's a whole video that talks about one-time framing. All right, so I just wanted to show you that trade. That concludes the training. I will post a video of these 2 trades, part of the video. I will post it later just to see how it turns out. But for now, that's all I got. Unless you have any questions, feel free to ask those questions in the chat. I think we're good to go. I will see you guys on the channel, and then we can, like I said, discuss anything you want to discuss at that point. All right. Well, thank you so much, and we're gonna end the stream right here.